Fun family, it's day 2. Excuse me for being a sweaty mess. Good morning, fun family. It's day 2. Excuse me for being a sweaty mess, but I just had to take care of all of the animals and it is extremely muggy outside. So today we're gonna go and check on the baby chicks and see how they're doing. This would be our official 24-hour mark. And so we're just gonna see if we had any losses. You do have, most hatcheries give you 48 hours to report any losses. And so we check them today on 24-hour mark and we check them tomorrow and then we report it if we've had any losses. So let's go see. All right, so there's a good sign in here is that the chicks are quiet. And that's how you want them to be. If they're quiet, they're not making any noise, they're usually okay. So I'm gonna go in here and check their water, check their feed levels, and see how they're doing. Everyone's alive in there. I will fill the water back up because it's halfway gone. Same here. Same here. Okay, no losses. Ooh, that's a good thing. And everybody looks like they're really comfortable. So that's what we want as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fill their water dishes back up to make sure they have plenty of water throughout the day today. And that's something that's extremely important with baby chicks. They have to stay hydrated. So, whew, first 24 hours, no losses. Woohoo! Alrighty, I'm in the house. I hosed off a little bit, but not too much because I still got a bazillion eggs to wash. But I'm going on a weekend trip with my daughter, our oldest daughter. So over the next 1, 2, 3 days, my husband will be here. So I hope that he will not forget about these birds, these little baby chicks. So there will probably most likely not be an update for the 48-hour mark because I don't know that he's going to make a video about it. But when I come back on Sunday, if it's not dark, that's the first thing I'm going to do is check on these chickens, these little babies, and give you guys an update. But so far, great news. First 24 hours, everyone's looking great. I refreshed their water, put everything back like we had it, made sure they had plenty of food, and we're just going to hope and pray that everything goes well over the weekend. Stay tuned. Alrighty, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. So we're officially 1 week in since we've had the baby chicks. And I just opened up the coop. Quiet. That's what we want to hear. Nice, quiet. That means that they're good. If they're making a lot of noise, they're uncomfortable. If they're quiet, they're good. Let's go in here and take a peek and see what they look like. Looks like we definitely need some food. Food seems to be empty. And oh, we need to get changed out too because that looks a little nasty in there too. So I think I told you guys that I was going out for the weekend with my daughter and I didn't get back until late Sunday night, so I wasn't able to check on them Sunday. I did come out here yesterday evening once I got off of work, but that was just really quick. So now it's time to get them changed out. All right, it's about 15 minutes later. Everybody's got new pine shavings, new feed, fresh water. And that's exactly what we want. We want them to be enjoying where they are and happy. So, 1 week in. In the next few days, we'll go ahead and start to move them out of these totes because they'll start jumping out anyways. And then if not next week at the 2-week mark, then at the 3-week mark, we'll go ahead and we'll set them outside, and that's where they will live the rest of their lives. We want to wait until they get all of what we call their big bird feathers, which is when they're mostly white. You know, they look like little white puff balls, and as you can see right now, they're still very much yellow. So we're just gonna keep at it. But so far, looking great. Week 1 down. The weather has been super hot. We're in the middle of a heat wave, and I'm gonna give you an update on the meat birds. So they did really, really good until like this heat wave started, and it was like 93 degrees by maybe like 9:30 in the morning. And so today is Wednesday, July 1st, and we actually lost 10 birds on Monday, the 29th. So the weather just got too hot too quick, and they didn't make it. So Brandon was out here, and we still have them in the brooder, and Brandon was out here, and of course we let them out of the totes, and he set up a small fan in the brooder because when it's so hot like that outside, it's extremely hot in there, and that's what happened. So we always build in a contingency plan because we never know kind of what's going to happen with these birds. They're so fragile. Like for 48 hours they did well, but you just never know. And so we always have a contingency plan built in, and our contingency plan is usually right around 10 birds. For this batch, we had it exactly at 10 birds. So hopefully, you know, going forward over the next 6 weeks, we don't lose any more. But let me show you what they look like now, because they were 2 weeks as of yesterday, and then I'll talk to you about the next phases. Okay, so Brandon let them out of the tote, but he didn't actually put any pine shavings down, which is going to make for a terrible cleanup. But it's okay, because I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pull these totes out of here, and I'm going to put some pine shavings down, and we're just going to deal with everything else later. So this is what we look like. This is not all of them because they're hiding like in between the totes and behind the totes and all of the things. So I'm going to go ahead and get them some fresh water because their water looks pretty nasty, and get them some fresh food and get them some pine shavings and get this cleaned up in here, and we're gonna continue to move on. And I'll count them and tell you how many there are. Okay, so phase 1 is done. All I did was throw some pine shavings over the top of the mess that they were in, and it gives them an opportunity to kind of dig and scratch around, like you can see these guys over here doing, because there is some feed under there for sure. So this is natural bird behavior, and that's what we want them to do, is just that. And there was also some feed over here in the corner that I also just threw some pine shavings over. So that again is what we want them to do, just dig and scratch and move around and do what they're supposed to do. I'm not sure what's going over here with this thing over here in the corner, but I'm gonna flush them out of there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set up new water, and let me pull back. I'm gonna set up new waterers. I'll put waterers over here on these pavers and over here on these pavers. Then I'll put feed all around here. And so we're done with the lights because, like I said, it's been ridiculously hot, like 90s, mid 90s, 95, you know, and so we already lost a bunch. And so as soon as they feather out just a little tiny bit more, which we're hoping will be by the weekend, we'll go ahead and set them out. And so I see some thin spots over here, so I'm going to put some more pine shavings in over here. But next up is food and water. Okay, everybody's all set up. Fresh water, fresh feed, fresh pine shavings. I counted them twice, but I counted them 3 times. And I got 42 twice. So 42 out of 50 that we actually ordered and paid for is good. I was gonna say pharmacy. Nope, that's wrong. The hatcheries usually give you a couple more. So that's always good if you can keep them alive. Unfortunately, you know, that didn't happen here. I know that we lost 2 while I was out of town, Brandon told me that there was one or two, I think it was, that was lost. So from the total that we actually paid for, we lost 8. But altogether, let's say we lost between 10 or 12. But the 10 just died like 2 days ago, so because it was just too hot. So I'm going to go ahead and put the fan back in here and get them all closed up. And this is our 2-week mark. So as you can see, they're not fully puffed out, fully white, but in the next couple of days we expect them to be. And then we'll get them out of here, and then they'll live on fresh grass for the rest of their lives. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me come on to the camera and close it out. Okay, so once again, I had to come into the house and close out the video. Excuse the laundry. It was just too hot. It was getting too hot. It's already 81 degrees outside and it's only 8:30 in the morning. So, we're just gonna continue to take care of the birds from there and do our best to try to make sure that everyone from here stays alive. As I said outside, I think I counted 42, but it's hard to count when they're moving around like that. But, you know, once they're settled, we will check on them again later, and I'll try to get another count. I'm so out of breath because I was moving totes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We appreciate you as always. If you found value in this video, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing as well. We'd appreciate it, and it really would help push out our videos to more people. So this is what works for us. Hopefully you found some value in it, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.